On Friday, we told you about an interesting and long-standing tradition involving the women of the U.S. Senate.
All of the female senators from both parties get together for lunch once a month to talk about policy and their personal lives. So what's with this team mentality that women seem to work from more than men?
Business consultant Terri Murphy is here. She's actually done an awful lot of research on women, writing a new book, in fact, well, have you named it?
Well, the working title, Smart Women, Smarter Choices.
There's always a working title.
Yeah.
But women work differently, and after we've watched this fiscal cliff nonsense, with them coming up right to the end and not even coming up with a really final agreement, would women do it differently?
Well, if you look at the transcript, all 24 pages from Diane Sawyer interviewing these women, it was clear that the women felt that they were more problem-solving than confrontational. And it would never have gotten to that point. Now, whether or not that's true, I don't know. But I think if you look at the history of how men collaborate or don't, you'll see that women have a propensity towards that responsibility, get it done, go on to the next. They're problem solvers. They have to do it all the time.
Do you think they may put their egos aside a little bit more than the men? Because it seems this to go around, that's where a lot of the bickering was from. No, I want, oh, I gotta have more. You gotta, no. It's like the women would be trying to find an actual answer as opposed to trying to save face.
Okay, I'm so glad you said that. Okay. Because if I said it, and by the way, I'm not, I'm not gender oriented.
No, we like men.
Yeah, yes, everyone should have one. But the fact is that is one of the quotes from Dianne Feinstein was, testosterone got in the way, egos got in the way. It was more about team, red, blue, we're going to win, as opposed to let's look at, we can still be bipartisan, but let's look at how we can collaborate. Women are traditionally, when U.S. Learning, Don Hudson wrote The 1 Minute Negotiator with George Lucas.
I've read it. It's a great book.
It is. I wrote the section on how women negotiate, not understanding that it really should be that much different. Bottom line is we think totally differently, and we have a tendency to be more collaborative than confrontational. That's good and bad.
What about the stereotypical mean girl kind of stuff? Does that not hold?
Well, I was very interested when I read the report, to find out that I think it was not Dianne Feinstein, but someone had said, one of the women had said, back in 1969, when she first got into the Senate.
Mikulski
said it,
that,
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. She said, it might have been like that, but today, she said, there is more mentoring going on. And if you look at the generational dynamic, we've spoken on generational dynamics before, the mentoring has been predominant with Gen X and Gen Y. Now, not suggesting that these women that are coming on are that age, but at the end of the day, mentoring is much more of a collaborative initiative than men who are more competitive. You won't find that, and they said that on the men's side of the Senate.
So it sounds like it's maybe with men and with the testosterone going away, if you win, I lose. Whereas with women, you can win and I can win.
And that's the whole basis of strong negotiation, is win-win.
Is that nurture or nature? Because, women, PTAs, just to name one of the many things women do that have to be done in groups, is it more just our nature, or is it because we've had to do it?
All right, I'm going to say this carefully. But women listen.
Oh.
We do hear.
Some women better than others.
Well, everybody. I'm just telling you, and I'm quoting as well, but women will listen more so than men. Men have to win. That's part of the nature, and this is not being better than, it's just different from. Oh. So I think this new energy that's coming in will certainly not change things, but I think it'll give us a better chance of perspective, because women bring their lifetime experiences. The men don't get together and talk about life, and they don't have dinner together. And it's not a sorority. That's one of the key issues that Dianne said. It is not about being a sorority so much as it is, when you understand the full experience of someone else, you have a better perspective. And I think that's helpful.
So you're going to come back in about 2 years, and we're going to sit down, and we're going to rewind this conversation, and we're going to see how we did.
I hope so. They are hoping to have more representation. You have to understand, we have had more collaborative Congresses prior to this, but I think it was less about competition.
Super. Interesting. Yeah. Very interesting.
All right.
Thank you for that perspective.
Anything that'll help. Get something done.
That's it.
All right.